It's an ordinary Wednesday, the kind of day that blends into the background of your week. The world outside is moving at its usual pace. Cars passing, people running errands, and the familiar hum of daily life filling the air. You find yourself in the grocery store, weaving through aisles lined with colorful packages and the soft buzz of fluorescent lights overhead. The shelves are stocked, the air is cool, and everything feels routine. You pause, caught in a moment of indecision, staring at rows of biscuits. Should you go for the classic chocolate chip or try something new? It's a small, everyday choice, one of hundreds you'll make today. Suddenly, the calm is broken. The person next to you sneezes, a sharp, unexpected sound. In that instant, a cloud of invisible droplets bursts into the air, suspended for a moment like tiny glimmering specks. Within that mist, hidden from the naked eye, are millions of microscopic invaders. Among them, the common cold virus, an ancient, relentless traveler, now drifts closer to you, searching for a new host. You breathe in, completely unaware of the invisible drama unfolding. The virus hitches a ride on the air you inhale, journeying deep into your respiratory tract. It glides past your throat, down into the moist, warm lining of your lungs, where it finds the perfect environment to begin its attack. Imagine your body as a sprawling metropolis, a city of unimaginable scale. Trillions of cells, each with its own job, work together in harmony, transporting nutrients, sending signals, and keeping everything running smoothly. Every cell is like a tiny, bustling neighborhood, alive with activity. The cold virus, by contrast, is astonishingly simple. It's nothing more than a minuscule package of genetic code, wrapped in a protective protein shell. It has no thoughts, no senses, just a single, relentless purpose: to break into a cell and turn it into a factory for making more viruses. Now picture the virus as a cunning saboteur, perched at the gates of a fortress. It scans the surface of your lung cell, searching for a weak spot, a doorway it can exploit to slip inside and begin its mission. What happens next will determine whether you stay healthy or fall ill. In the next few hours, a microscopic battle will play out, invisible to you but crucial to your well-being. The outcome depends on the strength and speed of your body's defenses. The virus is not alone in this fight. It faces a highly organized, resilient society of cells, your immune system. These defenders are always on patrol, communicating, coordinating, and ready to respond to any threat that dares to invade. The battle about to unfold is nothing short of a microscopic war. It's a high-stakes conflict, fought by a network of specialized cells mobilizing to protect you. Every sneeze, every breath, every moment, your body is ready to defend itself, even when you don't realize the war has begun. Every living cell is wrapped in a flexible, dynamic barrier known as the cell membrane. This thin, almost invisible layer is essential for life, acting as the gatekeeper for the cell's internal world. Think of it as a highly trained border control, constantly monitoring what comes in and what goes out. It allows vital nutrients, water, and chemical messages to enter, while keeping out harmful substances and potential threats. Embedded within this membrane are specialized proteins, receptors that serve as the cell's eyes, ears, and hands. These receptors are always on the lookout, scanning for signals and changes in the environment. Each receptor is highly specific, designed to recognize and respond only to certain molecules, much like a lock that fits only one key. This ensures that only the right signals and nutrients gain entry. But even the most sophisticated security systems can be deceived. Some invaders have evolved clever tricks to slip past these defenses. The cold virus, for example, has developed a remarkable disguise. It mimics the shape and structure of a harmless molecule, fooling the cell's vigilant receptors. When the virus's protein matches a receptor, the cell is tricked into believing it's safe. The virus latches on, exploiting the cell's own machinery. The membrane responds by folding inward, wrapping the virus in a protective bubble, a process scientists call endocytosis. It's as if the cell is welcoming a guest, unaware of the danger. In its attempt to help, the cell actually brings the invader inside, giving it access to the cell's inner sanctum. The first line of defense is bypassed, not by brute force, but by cunning deception and mimicry. Now, the virus is safely inside the city walls, ready to begin its attack from within, turning the cell's own defenses against itself. Once a virus manages to slip past the cell's outer defenses, it finds itself inside a new world, a living cell, bustling with activity. Here, the virus wastes no time. It quickly sheds its protective coat, like a thief discarding a disguise after sneaking inside. With its coat gone, the virus releases its genetic material, strands of RNA or DNA that carry the blueprints for its own replication. These instructions are the key to hijacking the cell's machinery, turning the cell into a factory for making more viruses. But the cell isn't defenseless. Deep inside, it has its own security system, always on the lookout for invaders. Specialized sensors recognize the foreign genetic material and immediately sound the alarm, triggering a cascade of defensive responses. Enzymes, acting as the cell's first responders, rush to intercept and destroy the viral RNA. They work quickly, trying to chop up the invader before it can do any harm. But viruses are masters of evasion. Some of their genetic material manages to slip past these defenses. If even a single strand of viral RNA reaches a ribosome, the cell's protein factory, the virus can seize control. The ribosome, tricked by the viral instructions, begins to assemble new viral proteins, producing thousands of copies in a matter of hours. Now, the cell is locked in a desperate struggle. It fights to destroy the invader and prevent its own machinery from being used against itself. The battle inside is fierce, with the cell deploying every weapon it has to stop the viral takeover. But the cell knows it can't win this fight alone. It doesn't keep the threat a secret. Instead, it sends out distress signals, alerting the rest of the body to the danger. The cell displays a fragment of the virus, a telltale red flag, on its surface. This fragment, called an antigen, is a clear sign that something is wrong inside. This antigen acts as a desperate warning to the immune system. We've been breached. Danger is here. It's a call to arms, urging immune cells to come to the rescue. The cell's sacrifice is not in vain. By signaling for help, it gives the body a fighting chance to mount a defense and stop the infection from spreading further. Now, the fate of the body depends on the speed and strength of the immune system's response. White blood cells rush to the scene, ready to attack and eliminate the invader. The battle between virus and cell has only just begun, and the outcome will determine whether the infection is stopped or allowed to spread. Displaying the viral antigen turns a local problem into a body-wide emergency. Patrolling immune cells spot the warning and sound the alarm. T helper cells release cytokines, chemical flares that rally the immune system. Nearby cells strengthen their defenses, while B cells are recruited to join the fight. Out of millions, one B cell matches the viral fragment and is activated. It rapidly clones itself, creating an army ready to produce targeted weapons. The symptoms you feel, sore throat, fever, fatigue, are signs of this mobilization. Your body is diverting energy to power this cellular war. Discomfort means your defenses are working. Activated B cells begin mass-producing antibodies, precision weapons against the virus. The instructions for these antibodies are stored in the cell's DNA. Instead of using the original blueprint, the cell makes a temporary copy, mRNA. mRNA carries the recipe from the nucleus to ribosomes, the protein factories. Ribosomes read the code and assemble amino acids into a Y-shaped antibody. The tips of the Y are custom fit to lock onto the cold virus. Thousands of B cells work in parallel, churning out a massive arsenal. Each antibody is processed and packaged for deployment. This rapid, coordinated production is the key to stopping the virus. The cell's assembly line is in full swing. All this activity demands energy, lots of it. Mitochondria, the cell's powerhouses, convert food and oxygen into ATP, the cell's energy currency. Every step, from recognizing the virus to building antibodies, burns ATP. Immune cells dividing, ribosomes assembling proteins, and exporting antibodies all require energy. When you're sick and tired, it's because your body is diverting resources to fuel this war. Unlike plant cells, which can make their own food, your cells rely on what you eat. That's why rest and nutrition are vital during illness. You're feeding your mitochondria, giving your cells the power to fight. Without energy, the immune response would stall. The battle is as much about fuel as it is about strategy. Antibodies are shipped out by the Golgi apparatus, the cell's packaging department. Vesicles carry antibodies to the cell's edge, releasing them into the bloodstream. Antibodies circulate, locking onto viruses and marking them for destruction. This teamwork, nucleus, ribosomes, mitochondria, Golgi, keeps the defense running smoothly. If any part fails, the system collapses. The cell is a marvel of engineering, but it's just one player in a vast network. 37 trillion cells coordinate to keep you healthy. The infected cell's sacrifice, the immune system's counterattack, and the support from other organs all contribute. Recovery from a cold is a victory for this cellular society. Every day, your body fights and wins these invisible wars. The ultimate battle for survival is fought and won inside you.